In 2004, 10 years ago, I received the most devastating call of my life. My mother called me and told me that my daddy had passed. And being the youngest child, I was like daddy's girl. He could do no wrong in my eyes. And so I was very hurt, but mostly I was angry. I was so angry at God. I had never felt this way towards God, but I was angry because I was stationed in the army, and I was all the way across the world in Korea. And I shut down. Everything started going downhill. Nothing mattered to me anymore. I started drinking every night. I got involved in some terrible things. I was so numb, I even started to cut myself. Not to try to kill myself, just because I was that numb. And you know, I didn't re-enlist in the military. I went back home to Ohio, and 3 years later, everything was just continued to go on a downward spiral. And 3 years later, it was Christmas Eve, and I was walking to a pharmacy or a CVS or something, and I said to God, I said, if you would just help me, I will try to do my best to give up all these things that I've done. And that's all it took. I came to God with my whole heart, and there were no fireworks, there was no party, but He helped me to let go of everything, everything. And I gave Him my all after that. And I started going to church every day, and He became my everything instead. I met this man, and I noticed I was very attracted to him, and he asked me a question. He just said, what happens when you die? And I was like, everyone knows that. You go to heaven or hell. And he was like, read this track. I'm going on vacation. Read it, pray about it. Tell me what you think. It was an amazing facts track. And I read it, and I was amazed at how much information was in it, at how biblically sound it was. And before he even came back from vacation, I had ordered the entire series because I wanted to know more. And so he started doing Bible studies with me, and I started studying on my own and realized the Sabbath day and just the truth within the Word of God, the whole truth within the Word of God. And that man, he moved to Maryland, and one day, Sabbath, I was at church in Ohio, and I was by myself, and the pastor said, if you want to be baptized, come and take my hand. And I had been praying about baptism because I had been baptized before, but I felt such a tug in my heart, and I went and I took his hand. My knees were shaking at the front of the church, took his hand, and I said, I want to be baptized in the full truth of God. And I never looked back since that day. This man is now my husband, Mario Broussard. He is the one who led me to RPC, because he moved out to Maryland, and he started attending RPC, and they welcomed us with open arms. We were newlyweds, and they loved on us, and they still do. The people are amazing, and they've always been so just genuine to us, and have never treated us as strangers, but as family. From day one, we've been family. I would tell anyone that needs Jesus to truly go to Him with your whole heart. That's all it takes. Everything else will fall in place. If you tell Jesus what you need, if you tell Him what you need to let go of, He will set everything else in place. And there is nothing greater than walking in His will.